We're going to get right into these. So the first name I got down to speak is my guy, Wallstreet West. Ready? Hey, y'all, give a round of applause. Good evening, everybody. Y'all on this piece, man. Awesome. Bring around. My bad. Everybody know I go by Wallstreet West. I don't want y'all behind me. What's going on? I'm gonna come over here. My main focus is y'all. So I don't want y'all to be. I don't want to turn my back on y'all. In no form or fashion. Everybody call me Wallstreet West because I invest in people for a living. You know, I'm not looking for no fame, no fortune, or none of that, man. I learned a long time ago about myself that I go harder for you than I go for me. And most people spend a whole lifetime trying to change that, and I just made it my business. You feel me? Just like if I was a fat boy, I'm a heavyweight lover. I just market myself like that. So, I did 10 years in prison for aggravated robbery. I was a stick-up kid. I sold drugs my first 6 years of being in prison. What changed my life was I wrote my mom a poem one time and I asked her what she ashamed of. Like, Mom, you ashamed of me? I'm in prison? And she's like, nah. She's like, you look around, everybody in there is somebody's son. She's like, but my only problem with you is you put all your energy into the wrong things. So I was like, dang, man, like. So I didn't take heed to it immediately. You know what I mean? It took for me like bump heads with like one of the leaders of the Crips. And then I was like, man, this ain't where's it at no more, man. I just started redirecting my energy. When I redirected my energy, I was about 25, 26. And I went to all the young guys in my block and I was like, look, man, we all in here wild, we all in here having our business, but let's do something positive one day throughout the week. Y'all can be wild 5, 6 days out the week, but on the 7th day, let's do something constructive. They're like, bet. So like I go to the library, I get us like a Black History book and we'll build. So I get a call into the warden's office one day, and they like, look, we keep hearing your name. We ain't hear nothing bad, but our problem with you is we feel like your mindset is too strong and your influence is too powerful. But at the time, I couldn't read or write. So for them to tell me that, it was to put fear in me, but it really gave me a sense of self-esteem. It was like the first time in my life I ever had any bit of self-esteem ever in my life. For real, like, man, these dudes think I'm powerful. Like, I'm like, damn, like, I'm up. Like, I'm walking around about like this, shirt off. I'm feeling it. Like, I wish somebody would say something. I'm powerful. They told me. So who else? They graduated, so I must be. So from there, I just, redirected my energy. I got transferred to another prison where I created a poetry program where I was teaching men in the prison how to write poetry so they can learn how to identify their emotions so they can be better communicators versus being violent. Because men, when our emotions get frazzled, we just gonna go crazy. Like, it ain't no talking about it because our minds start to go crazy and go haywire. So I taught a poetry program and just to segue from that, I started the program in 2012. I left prison in 2016. 2020, the program still goes on. And next Monday, I go back in and do a poetry show from the street. You know what I mean? Where I was doing shows inside the prison, I get to go back in and do them same shows, but as a free man. So that's powerful for me. I thank God for that. That's powerful. So from there, for me doing the poetry programs, it opened up more opportunities for me where I unified a majority of young adults on the compound. Where I was the first inmate to do a full-blown movie in the joint. I did a full-blown movie. I wrote, I directed, I did everything. I did a soundtrack. I did music videos to all the songs on the soundtrack. You go to Rissa right now, they still play it on the TV. And I had never did a movie a day in my life. Wow. You know what I mean? But just from watching TV, I just knew what to do. Instinctively, I had an opportunity, I ran with it. So for the young adults, man, the most powerful thing I could really want to give y'all is, just be cool with being yourself. You know what I mean? That's where your power is, man. Like, no matter how corny somebody else might think it is, or how it may be different to somebody else, it is you. You know what I mean? Like, you won't be lost in this life trying to be anything else outside of yourself. You know what I mean? Imagine Lil Brown was working at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, but dudes just stay true to it. So now that I'm free, I work for My Loud Radio. I'm sponsored by Comic Club, Ruel Sailor. Y'all get to meet him a little bit later on. I travel the world doing poetry. I traveled the world doing film, and like I said, I've been home 3 years. And life is just amazing, you know, and I just learned the power of just being cool with being who I am for real, man. And if I hadn't went through those things, I wouldn't have learned that I was relentless, that I was fearless, you know what I mean? Like, even when I was a stick-up kid, I was really a stick-up kid because like some older dope boys played me on some cash. You know what I mean? So I just went crazy after that. Like, y'all don't go crazy, but I'm pretty sure y'all ain't messing with no dope boys. So now, you know, life is amazing, man. Like, I just got back from Mississippi and New Orleans last night. I traveled the world, man. Don't tell my PO, but I traveled the world. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing. I'll be all over the world broke as hell. I won't have a dollar in my pocket. You'll see me on the gram in Mississippi on the beach like this somewhere. Like, but God is just that amazing when you stay true to yourself. So that was a little introduction to me, man. I want to do some poetry for you guys. So my last poem will close, and I'm grateful to be here, by the way. It's the official Comma Club poem. Anybody who knows L and his movement, Comma Club means that, you know, my story ain't over with. No matter what you're going through, and then love it. Hopefully it will spark anybody to keep on pushing. No matter how many times you get knocked down in life, man, keep on going, man. Like, I work with celebrities and everything, man, and the key factor is persistence. You know what I mean? The people who are going to keep on going, the people who will never quit, is the people who prosper, for real. So this is the Comma Club poem. There won't be any joy on your journey, only when you arrive. And there is only sadness when you suffer. When you survive, to survive is when you find your reason for being alive. So if you can just hold on, instead of pleading to die, it will be so pleasing to find that your story is not over. That your story feels knocked over like October. We must remember that when we fall, it's only a season. But eventually that season will remind us that if you can just hold on long enough to find out that you will be just fine. I gotta excuse me, man. This don't always do me like that, man. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I cried like my last 3 shows, man. There won't be any joy on your journey, only when you arrive. And there is only sadness when you suffer. But when you survive, to survive is when you find your reason for being alive. So if you can just hold on. Instead of pleading to die, it will be so appeasing to find that your story is not over. Your story feels knocked over like October. We must remember that when we fall, it's only a season. And eventually that season will become something that you will say your acts, you will say how it feels to triumph. It is guaranteed that at some point this life will try us, only to show us who we really are. Like, hi, us. And though we believe that there is a God high up, we must still look within and take inventory, alongside of praying for meekness, which is godly. And understand that pain is just weakness, leaving the body. Because it is the brain that is leading the body. Meaning, it is what we think that keeps defeat from walking in defeat. And it is what we speak into our soul in the middle of feeling miserable will be the reason why you look into a mirror to see a miracle. So if you can just hold on, instead of giving in to a feeling to die, it will be so appealing to find that your story is not over. But your story feels knocked over, how else will you learn to appreciate the brilliance of a brighter day? And how else will you find out that you are resilient, that things became right away? And by the way, you might even help someone else get by the way that you survived. So please don't leave out those moments when you cried or even almost gave up despite your journey. Because usually after a comma, because usually after a testimony, there's a comma. Meaning your story is not over. So if you can just hold on long enough to find out that you will be just fine. All right? Because it is usually in the darkness that's where we find our light. Paul.
Shout out to the free thinkers who think open-minded, and we deaf to ignorance, and we don't see bullshit, so we partially blinded. Thought this was the land of the free, and if so, why you keeping secrets from me?